Attitude is what defined Anquan Boldin. He ran angry after the catch, he aggressively fought to snag balls out of the air, and he understood how to use his body to physically win against tight coverage. While he was never the fastest on the field, he was the model for consistency based on his effort and physicality on each play. If you want a reliable receiver to move the chains on 3rd and short or on the goal line, Boldin is your guy. Stafford, in his one short year with the veteran, trusted him to convert the crucial 3rd downs for his team. By my count, he had 41 of the Lions' first downs and converted 20 of them on 3rd down. Of those 20, 10 of them were on 3rd and short, which I define as anything less than 4 yards. On 2 plays versus the Giants in Week 15, Boldin was covered pretty well by Cody Sensabaugh. He still made the reception and moved the chains against tight coverage. In the Lions scheme, they used him on 3 or 4 wide receiver sets, mainly lining up in the slot. Anytime he played on the outside, it was usually for a designed screen pass, just like in this play versus the Colts. Also, they used him on pick plays in order to get him open in space. For the 2016 season, his most ran route by far was a slant or crossing route. He was extremely reliable as an outlet, finding space between linebackers. On this play in Week 17, he ran a shallow crossing route, sitting underneath the Packers' cover 3 defense. The Lions are running a levels concept, where the quarterback has 2 receivers crossing the middle of the field. Stafford reads the linebackers and determines based on their position which receiver he should throw to. Boldin has always been exceptional at using his length to make catches all over the field. He snags the ball outside his frame and then stiff arms a defender before making his way to the sideline for the first down. With Boldin, you aren't going to use him to stretch the field vertically. He's simply too slow to draw safety coverage or draw anything more than a nickel cornerback. Like I showed before, you can use him underneath as an intelligent outlet for your quarterback. In Week 16, the Cowboys sent a cornerback blitz. Boldin runs a slant route, and instead of running the traditional 3-step stem, he converts the route straight into an angle. This gets him open for the quarterback immediately after the snap. Stafford sees this, and the Lions keep the drive going. While this may seem simple to an outsider, you need to be smart and you have to be aware of the situation. That's why Boldin's been in the league for so long. He simply understands the details of schemes and his role in the offense. During the season, when Boldin wasn't running a drag route or hitch route, he also ran seam routes attacking the spacing between zone defenders. In the 4th quarter of their Week 7 match versus the Redskins, Boldin lines up in the slot and runs a seam. The Redskins drop into cover 3 and put Ziggy Hood in space to cover any sort of shallow crossing route. Boldin eats the cushion and then takes a stutter step, faking like he's going outside. Kendall Fuller attempts to push him outside, but Boldin crosses his face and cuts up the field. Once Boldin does this, Fuller is supposed to take outside leverage on the receiver. In this defense, he has underneath and deep zone help. Now, there are 2 issues I see on this play. The first is that after Boldin cuts up the field, Fuller looks back to the quarterback and does not contest the catch. This is a mistake. He's caught flat-footed and can't recover in time to make a play. The second issue is that this pass is so perfectly placed that it steals inches over the outstretched arm of Will Compton. Now, you can sit here and blame Fuller and you can sit here and blame Compton, but you can't ignore the fact that the offense made this play perfect. Both Stafford and Boldin deserve credit for the game-winning touchdown. Jumping forward to Week 12, Boldin lines up in the slot and faces Captain Mutterland in man coverage. Boldin gets a free release and takes a stutter step, faking to the sideline. Mutterland dives at the fake and completely gets burned inside. Instead of getting beat deep, he grabs onto Boldin, drawing a holding penalty before Boldin breaks outside. While Boldin can't threaten a defense vertically, he still has the ability to fight against man coverage and can get open for his quarterback. Speaking of penalties, Boldin had 8 last season, which was 2nd for all wide receivers. He was always a chippy player, but sometimes he'd take a play too far. After this out route versus the Seahawks, which was an awesome pass breakup by Deshaun Shedd, Boldin shoved a player not even in the game. The Lions were only down by 7, and this certainly didn't help. Overall, Boldin has clearly lost a step in his age. Looking back to the 2012 season where the Ravens won the Super Bowl, Boldin was still dominant in every aspect of his game. In this play, he was used to vertically stretch the Colts defense and track this pass down the field. While I wouldn't use him for this role now, he still offers a lot of value as a safety valve for your quarterback. With that in mind, there are a few teams that I can easily see signing him as we get closer to training camp. The first is actually the Ravens. They went pretty much all defensive in their most recent draft, so getting a wide receiver like Boldin could be useful for Flacco. The Chiefs are a second option. With Jeremy Maclin gone, they can use Boldin as an underneath option while Tyreek Hill plays opposite. One final option could be the Vikings. He could be their third or fourth wide receiver and help Laquan Treadwell learn the nuances of the game. For his fantasy value, I'll keep this short. He should be avoided in all leagues regardless if he gets signed. He simply doesn't have the upside, nor will he get many targets to be effective in any format. Well, that's it for this video. The next one will be on Michael Bennett. He made some awesome plays in the playoffs, and I want to look at his role in the Seahawks defense. For the following video, I'm thinking Alshon Jeffrey, but I'm definitely open to ideas, so go ahead and contact me through my Patreon account. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at SamuelRGold for my latest updates.